Want to win money on sports? With Underdog, you can win up to 1,000 times your cash just by picking higher or lower on your favorite player stats. Millions of fans have won billions of dollars on Underdog. Will you be next? Download the Underdog app and sign up to get a free pick with your first cash entry up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP, 1-800-639-8783, or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. While farmers work hard to grow the best crop, their Iowa corn checkoff investments are hard at work too. Opening local and global markets for corn and corn-fed products, educating drivers on unleaded 88 as the best fuel at the pump, finding new uses for corn, and sharing the farmer's story. Iowa corn farmers are backed by researchers, educators, market experts, and more. To keep corn growing Iowa.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Another episode of the Saints Block Party Podcast.
Let's go, baby.
Even before we even start, I want to give some love to our dude Dash in our Discord who was preaching.
Preach.
I don't know if you
Preach.
just give Dash some love, bro. I just
Love that.
tweeted out. The Saints fall to 2-6. 2-6, Ryan. They have lost 6 straight games. That is the first time since they have lost 6 straight games since 2005. Now, in 2005, you could kind of have a reason of why they would have lost 6 games straight. Don't know what the reasons are. The community, the Saints Block Party Podcast community was out at SoFi. There was at least 50% of that stadium was Saints fans, bro. 50%.
Wow.
I know Mickey Loomis says that, not any Saints fans in Southern California. It's not any Saints fans in Southern California. But we were out there. This is a terrible football team. It's a terribly coached football team. They came off having 10 days off. They got healthy. Listen, we will. If you watch this, if you have been a fan of this podcast long enough, you will know Spencer Rattler didn't have a good game. Jake Haener didn't have a good game. The way that this team is being coached, I don't even know who would have a good game. Defense, giving up big plays. I tweeted, I swear to God, I said Miller and Alante are hashtag good. Almost back to back, bruh. Miller goes out with a hamstring injury, and then Alante gives up the big ass touchdown to Ladd McConkey, bruh. Almost like 10 minutes after I tweeted it, bruh.
Can't have nothing, man. Just can't.
You had Jermaine Jackson, if he wasn't fair catching a punt inside
Oh my God.
the 5, he was then not fair catching the punt and getting DP'd by the Chargers special team gunners. Bro, I don't know, Ryan.
Penalties, felt like they had at least 100 yards of penalties on offense. Pre-snap penalties. Pre-snap and post-snap.
It was like the Saints would make a good play.
Oh,
Good play.
God.
Penalty. Good play. Penalty. This is an awful football team. Awful football team. And it still is baffling to me that we're picking 6th in the draft right now. 2 wins, we picking 6 in the draft. Oh my God.
We can't even be ass right, bro.
But we got Jameis Winston out here throwing for 417 yards, 4 touchdowns, and beating the Ravens.
Throwing a game winner. Woo.
I Ryan, I don't have much to say for once. I don't have much to say, bro.
Neither me, bro. Like it's to the point where I don't even know. Like, obviously, it's hashtag fire Dennis Allen. Obviously, that's Captain Obvious.
We tried to get a chance going in SoFi, bro. We tried.
It was just, that game was so boring. I wasn't in the stadium, but it was a struggle to watch that game, bro. Like that for a while, the score was 3-2. Oh, bro, it was like this game. punt.
Imagine being in the stadium, bro. I don't know. Like I don't know what more needs to be said or seen before changes are made. I'm talking wholesale changes. Clint Kubiak, even when Rattler was in the game, there were stints in the game where Clint Kubiak was calling an awful game in some that first drive. You got to play to AK. You had Taysom in there. He gets 8 yards. And then on 3rd and 2, you take Taysom.
I don't even know. I don't even know what works for this team anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like what's the bread and butter? What's the identity?
Losing.
Yeah.
Losing, Ryan. That is the
pretty much.
That's the identity. Well, here's the thing. That's not the identity of the team. That's the identity of Dennis Allen.
Mm-hmm.
What's his record right now? 26 and 52? I think.
I think he has to double his wins to
reach 500. To reach 500. And
it's crazy.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's just crazy to watch because I think it was I forgot the guy's name. Works with WDSU, but basically we watched the stripping down of what Drew Brees and Sean Payton built over the past 4 years. Just all that fun and good football we saw for like 15 plus years, just been stripped down.
Stripped down, bro.
It's like, damn. And we knew it was going to happen at some point, but to see it happen like this, to have it stripped down, I can see we were stripping it down towards something, but it's like this, it's just, like I don't even recognize this team no more, bro.
I'll say this. Look at the team like the Commanders. Look at a team like the Texans. To turn an organization around, just like the team did in 2006, you have to hit on the head coach and you have to hit on the quarterback. Commanders got Jayden Daniels. And I was thinking about this. Is Dan Quinn a better head coach than he is a defensive coordinator?
Might be.
Because usually it's like the opposite way around, right? Like you a good, but Atlanta, he had great, I don't know. Maybe it's a little too soon. And also it helps when you hit on Jayden Daniels, right?
Right.
Jayden Daniels, and he had prime Matt Ryan. But that said, you look at the Texans. They hit on DeMeco Ryans. They hit on C.J. Stroud. The Commanders, who have been the laughingstock of the league for as long as I could remember.
Most of my life.
Kirk Cousins made him a little respectable. RG3 had that season and a half. Jason Campbell, but largely ass, right? Just an ass organization, ass ownership, all that. They hit the quarterback. They hit the head coach.
They got a new owner. New ownership, new GM, new everything. They got a whole new everything.
But it's hard. It's hard to do that when people are comfortable in their jobs.
Very comfortable. Very comfortable. Who's accountable with the Saints? Like who?
The Watchmen. Who watches the Watchmen?
Watchmen, exactly. Like who who has to go in with their head held down and talk to somebody? Because I don't think anybody has to do that. I don't think anyone has to do that. You know, like who is holding their feet to the fire? Who is scared to lose their job? I don't know.
Jeff Ireland. And he kind of being set up to be the fall guy anyway, because they done brought in Ziggler. So Mickey already got this shit set up, bro. He got it set up so nice, bro. Like, oh, Jeff, we missed on some drafts, and we just decided to go in a different direction, and
he gonna be like, man, you should have told me to take Brian Branch, man.
Why you saying louder? Jeff? Why you saying louder?
Bang on the table. You gotta bang on the table, man. Show some leadership.
Bro, I was at that game today. They really invested a very, 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 very high second round pick on a player who is strictly just a special team player.
Unbelievable. Peyton Turner getting manhandled, brother. Me and Dante, we watching on the Zoom, bro. He just running into a brick wall. Running in all had him splashed.
Also, like, and I want to talk about this. The play that Shepard had on Herbert, bro, like that is some hoe shit. That is the Gator roll, bro.
Come on, man. Stop that shit. And old boy gave him that business afterwards, too.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. Like, what are you doing, bro? Especially when you lose. It's just, like, come on, man.
Not like this.
Like, you just looking like, and look, man, like Herbert, you know, for a while, like both offenses was looking ass. I thought the defense, like, you could tell the defense at least came into the game, sounded like they tired of hearing about tackling and all that stuff because they was tackling well. Thought they was playing the offense well at the beginning, but I could feel that it was kind of a ticking, like the clock was ticking. And then the offense kept having 3 and out. I'm like, oh, Lord, I know it's coming. Then you start seeing the defensive line just giving Herbert time, nothing but time in the pocket. You start seeing him getting blown off the ball a little more and a little more. You just knew that dam was going to break eventually. And it was just going to go back to what they've been doing all year. It was missing tackles, allowing big plays, you know. And look, Herbert made a couple throws. I was just like, whew. It's like there was that one throw. It wasn't a touchdown. It was almost a touchdown. Can't remember who didn't get his foot down.
Oh, it was like a tight end, I think, or I don't know. Yeah. It was the Marshawn one.
Yeah, to Marshawn, and Herbert stuck that thing in there. It was like one of them Mahomes type. Man, ain't nothing even you could do right there. But luckily, he didn't get his foot in bounds. But there was a couple throws where it's just like, man, look. Quarterback just good, but then there was a lot where it's just like, bro, like, what are we doing out there, man? Like, what are we doing?
It's sad to see. Let me catch him on the chat. What's up, brothers? This game was such a beautiful masterpiece of proving Mickey Loomis wrong. It's enough, or quote unquote, it's enough to make a grown man cry. Justin Cash, $2 super chat. What if Gail sells it? Gail sells the team? I mean, I know she's gonna happen. It's for sure gonna happen. She has no interest in sports at all.
No interest in sports. She doesn't have air. I mean, it's a known fact. Like once she does pass, the team's getting sold, and you know, Dennis Lucia and Mickey Loomis are going to be the ones working on selling the team. Like what?
The person who's the architect for the Saints being 2-6 is going to be okay. All right. Mark said, Underhill said there's a players only meeting happening.
Oh, here we go. Unless
they like have a revolt and just like old school Fresh Prince, just like get Dennis out the club and just throw him out, bro. What is it going to solve? What's the player like? Oh, okay, well, we don't rally up and we're going to beat the Panthers next week. Are they? I don't know.
I don't know. They lose to the Panthers, though, boy. Ooh, wee. That's gonna stink.
Demon Tom Slime said, "Why Clint called the game so much better for Haener?"
It did seem like that, bro. It's crazy. We saw some trick plays. It didn't work, but it's like, what the hell? Like, was Haener over there and Clint cooking, or him and Andrew? I was like, man, look, I'm gonna do this one and this one. Started going on Olave. I was like,
I want to be clear because I know how people can parse shit. It felt weird watching the game. Like I felt like Clint has called more plays. The offense was more open. To me, it felt like more open against Tampa Bay, more open against Denver. And for whatever reason, even with the healthier offensive line, it didn't feel like the playbook when Rattler was in the game was as open. It felt very condensed.
No question. And we talked about that on the Zoom. Underhill did an article this week where he talked to Haener. And if you listen to the Haener presser and coaches, they all talked about him not trying to do too much, moving on to the next play, trying to tap down some of the aggressiveness and some of that stuff. So it seemed to me they went in for Rattler. So It seemed to me like they went into this game like, bro, we just about to have you very limited, very conservative, because, they've had some turnovers. So they tried to play the let's not turn the ball over game. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it was so many. I knew it was not a Spencer Rattler game because it was so many passes behind the sticks.
Right.
You saw just the lack of aggression, and he don't really play like that. So it felt to me like that was coach that was beating his head this week. Like, hey, just make the quick pass, throw the quick pass to, Alvin Kamara or Jawan Johnson or whoever. Get the ball out. Let your playmakers make the play. Blah 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 blah. And that shit wasn't working. Just
wasn't working. Shout out. We have 64 concurrent viewers. Going right now. I feel like we've been having the same podcast, the same podcast for almost 3 years now, bro. Like we just Groundhog Day over and over and over and over again. It's Groundhog Day, bro.
Look, man, this is kind of how I expected to feel going into this season, but they gave us this little taste of like just fun the first 2 weeks. It was like, oh, well, maybe it is going to be like a different, just a different type of season. But nah, this is the dose of reality. We're back to what we thought we were.
The last Saints game I was at was them beating the Cowboys, bro. That feels like 2 seasons ago.
Bro. Right. What? How did that happen?
2 seasons ago, it feels like, Ryan. I'm going to say this, though. I don't know if it's going to happen, but right now the Niners are playing the Cowboys. The Niners are up the last time I checked. If Jerry Jones fires Mark McCarthy before Mickey Loomis fires Dennis Allen, we gonna need to have a talk. A
6-game losing streak. 6 games. And no, your starting quarterback was not all 6.
No. Last time we saw him on the first drive against the Chiefs, this man threw the ball up and it went out and it gets intercepted. He tried to throw it out of bounds. Wayne said, like, I wanted them to win these games, but not like in this dominating fashion. As soon as the league got tape on the new offense, it was a wrap. See, here's the thing. I don't think it was a wrap. I think it's a combination of multiple things. Clint Kubiak still he needs to like improve as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Also, like little thing. Hold on. Hugo says you guys wanted Rattler. If we started Hayner, we would have won at least one more game. What game? What game is Jake Hayner was going to win?
Who is that? What's his name?
Hugo GV.
Get the fuck out of here, Hugo. What are you watching? Hugo, what game have you watched in the past 3 weeks where you thought there would be any difference between Jake Hayner? Like, what are you? Like, are you Jake Hayner's daddy? Is this Jake Hayner's brother or something? Like, stop it. Like, Spencer Rattler played awful today.
He did.
He was up and down the past 2 weeks with a beat up offensive line, a beat up wide receiver crew. You know, he showed little flashes here and there, stuff that I thought you could build on, and he didn't play well today for whatever reason. You know, whether that's coaching, whether that's him, or whatever. But to imply like Jake Hayner is just waiting in the wing to come to light it up, boy, like go sit your ass down somewhere. Like, what are you talking about, man? You.
Like Jake Hayner wasn't out there getting just like destroyed with like the offensive line still played like shit. Okay, all right, bro. All right, man. This is where we are, bro. This is where we are. Oh, I think Mark got him out the paint. Mark didn't even have to do that, but I appreciate it, Mark.
Do that, bro. Bringing some alternative opinion up in here, but like that's just dumb. Like that's just dumb.
Dumb.
Watch the game.
Please, I was at the game, Ryan. I was at the game. The offense did look better when Hayner came in the game today.
And I wasn't even upset about them taking Rattler out because.
Not at all.
At some point, you gotta you kind of felt like, man, sometimes you gotta let the young guy just sit for a minute, like catch your breath, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it just wasn't going well. His balls was getting batted down. Everything wasn't his fault. Guys were dropping passes. Sometimes he'll hit a pass right on the money. Guys will drop it. He threw a pass to AK. It gets batted up in the air. Just a lot. It just wasn't going well. Sometimes it's just like, bro, just go sit down, catch your breath. Get Jake Hayner in there. Let's try to just find a spark somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And they found like some little sparks. They got a little rhythm going on offense for a little bit. Didn't do anything, but at this point, you're just trying to get out the game.
Wayne said they finna call us a code again.
Call us what we want. Call us what you want, man.
Please, I just know I was sitting and hanging out with some cool ass people. We had Sherm, Miguel, Brian, Wallace, our girl Catherine Fisher, who we tried to get on during the summer, but we was good, bro. Like we was good. Benjamin wasn't able to meet up with Benjamin. Julio was on the floor, bro. Julio was on the field. Got that hookup, bro. And I'm not exaggerating either. I meant like actually on the field, like right behind the Saints sideline, bro.
Julio.
Got that hookup. Shout out to TC $4.99 super chat. Who goes looking at Yayo? Hayner isn't saving this offense. Might be using the same Yayo that Mickey Loomis be using.
For real.
Just saying. QE. Whoever making excuses for this BS we see every week is mentally ill. Mentally ill, bro. Here's another thing, right? If you go in that game, Chris Olave was the most productive wide receiver. The next most productive person in the passing game was AK. You sign MBS, and I'm not even saying MBS is a star.
Bro, you just mentioned him, made me forget he was on the team, bro. I completely forgot he was on the team. I completely forgot. Couldn't have him run a 9 route or something?
Something, nigga. Nope. Inactive. What? Amari Cooper got traded right before the Bills game, like a couple of days. He go out there and scored a touchdown. I'm not comparing MVS to Amari Cooper. I'm just saying you were on a mini buy. You signed a receiver that had theoretical juice. Nothing. The Kendra thing is funny to me, bro. Because Kendra got juice. Like, it is very obvious Kendra has juice. Yeah. And he I don't know what his hamstrings are made out of. I don't know, Ryan.
And then it's his other hamstring, apparently. Like, it's not even the one he's been dealing with all year. It's a new one. I'm like, what? It's so frustrating because he is a good player. Like, you see, when he's on the field, you see, like, the spark in the run game. But even watching it today, I'm just like, you're holding your breath. Like, like there's a play like he like came down, he like kept his balance, he was on one foot. I'm like, ooh, I know his hamstrings. Screaming right now. Screaming. Like a couple of plays later, Kendrick going into the tent. I'm like,
bro. I don't know what it was, but like it felt. I'm not questioning players, but it felt like a couple of players just decided to take optional PTO, bro.
Like, it does, man. They saw that offense. They saw the way his game was going. Like, man, listen, I'm not about to be out there. End of the game, they trying to get some garbage score. Bub Means he catches like a great pass. It was like one of the best passes and best throws and catches all game from Jake Hayner. It was like down the field over the middle. He caught it. He gets up limping. They don't have time. You know, he's trying to line up. He's trying to get to the sideline because he's hurt. But they're like, hey, keep going, even though they have timeouts. And he's like limping, trying to run routes with a limp. Like, DA, what are you doing? This is a garbage. Trying to get a garbage touchdown. Like, call a timeout and get your play off the. It's like, oh my God, bro. Like, get me out this hell, man. Like, so I completely understand players taking PTO. I completely get it. I mean, Chris Olave almost had his like 5th concussion today. Very worried about Chris Olave. I'm very worried about him. Very concerned. Just from an aspect of that affects you, man. Like getting that many concussions, it affects you, your health wise. It affects how you play.
Yes,
you know, like. You start hearing them footsteps coming when you catch. You know
that I think that drop he had today was a prime example.
No question.
Of that. Because Darren James was coming in hot.
That's human nature. Like you get your bell rung that many times, bro. That's human nature, man. You start to just like, man, let me get down and hit the floor. You know. So I'm very concerned about Chris.
Louisiana said Bub got carted off the field too. Probably was a harsh injury.
What? That man out there, I mean, he barely could walk. He's like, help me, help.
To be clear, I am not laughing at Bub Means being hurt. I want everyone to know that. I'm just laughing at the entire setup, the entire organization of just what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. We have 71 concurrent viewers on right now. We will take our break, listen to our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy, and we will be back after the break. Talk through it. And I want to ask Ryan, after we come back, how many more games the Saints will win the rest of the season.
While farmers work hard to grow the best crop, their Iowa Corn Checkoff investments are working to foster industry connections to help companies replace petroleum with corn. Additional research is finding even more uses for corn and discovering new ways and practices to help farmers get the most out of their crop. The Iowa Corn Checkoff, working hard for Iowa's corn farmers. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more.
Underdog is the best place to cash in on all your takes this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones are cold? Make your entries in just A few taps and turn your sport opinions into real money. Wide receiver hurt? Every dog deserves a second chance. And with Underdog Rescues, you can get your money back and receive a promo if any early injury causes your entry to lose.
I love Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is the best place to play champions. So sign up and deposit now using promo code BLOCKPARTY to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Just a couple of weeks ago, hashtag the agenda. Was he going to go higher or lower than 175 passing yards? He went higher. Underdog Fantasy, lock it in.
Download the app today and use code BLOCKPARTY to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's code BLOCKPARTY to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Higher or lower, you make the call on Underdog. Must be 18 years or older, 19 or older in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or older in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783 or text Next Step to 53342. In New York, call 24/7-HOPE-LINE at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369.
All right. We are back. God, they said the ad is moisturized. I'll be honest, I miss our old ad. I wish we didn't have to change it. It made us who we are. Okay, so I am pulling up the schedule for the rest of the season. These are the rest of the games of the season. At Panthers. Home for meetup game against the Falcons. Home for the Browns. Home for the Rams. At Giants. Home for the Commanders. At Packers. Home for the Raiders. At Tampa Bay. How are there 9 fucking games left? Oh my God.
Damn, this season long.
It's long when your team's playing like this, bro.
I know, right?
It's 9 games. How many more games are the Saints winning this season?
Ooh. It's hard for me to envision them losing next week if Bryce Young is playing. But look, Bryce Young played a little better today. He had 2 touchdowns, 200-something yards, threw 2 interceptions, but
it would be the most Saints thing ever if Jonathan Brooks has his first game back and just goes
I've
off.
Been feeling that. I've been feeling that in my bones,
bro.
I've been
You
feeling
have,
it, man.
You have,
and that would be I could see that happening. Oh man,
they can't. We'll get to it on the Panthers preview pod, but they can't lose to the Panthers.
But I mean that one, the Falcons. When we up at the meetup,
it's 2.
I remember the Washington game was like, oh yeah, Washington, man, we should win that one. Yeah,
absolutely.
Jameis coming in with the Browns, baby.
The Browns revenge game. It's soon come.
And that defense,
Myles Garrett.
Ooh, man, there's maybe 2-3 more wins on this schedule.
If you want Panthers, Falcons game, because that's the meetup game. If that was not a meetup game, we would probably not be considering that game a win. And the Raiders, maybe. That's it. Yeah. 3 games. 3 games. That'll put them at what? 5 and whatever. I can't do math.
What are some for sure losses you see?
For sure losses.
Saints losing that one.
Browns, Rams, Packers, Bucks.
I don't know. Bucks. I think there's a chance with the Bucks just because it's a divisional game. Look, we got washed the first game last year and then came back and beat them handily. But this is a different Saints team. Different Saints team. So
it feels different, bro.
and then the Bucks, and look, even today, like a lot of things, like hey, let's see how the Bucks play without the top two wide receivers. And look, Baker was still cooking; he was still hitting passes.
Cade Otton was out there cooking.
Yeah, so look, it's gonna be a challenge, bro. But man, like the fact that even my little 7-win prediction is looking dicey is really sad. Like,
bro, we were saying 7 to 8 wins. They'd be lucky if they got to 5 wins right now. And the thing that sucks, hold on. Big shout out to Chris Wilburn, a $20 super chat. Much love.
Chris, thank you.
He said Raiders and Panthers. That's it. The only reason to keep DA is to ensure a top draft pick.
I mean, that would do it.
Here's another question. When do they fire Dennis Allen?
It's not happening during the season, man. It's not happening. But if they lose to the Panthers, bro.
If they lose to the Panthers and it's like embarrassing like the rest of the games have been, bro, he got
to go, bro. Like
he got to be left in Carolina, nigga. He got to be left in Carolina.
Because at that point, it's you're gonna see a mutiny in the locker room. You're gonna see they already have the players only meeting, so that's like usually the last step before a mutiny. It's the player only meeting because players are players. They're gonna put it all on them. Like, hey guys, we got to go out there. We got to blah 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 blah. And then you still take an L. That's when they start looking at the coaches, and that's when it get ugly, bro.
Bro, I don't even. And here's the thing: I don't even think Derek Carr may not play the Panthers game because if he was improving towards plan, he would have been. Excuse me, he would have been the emergency 3 quarterback today. He wasn't even that today. So I don't even know. If he was like, I honestly think more than likely it's going to be a Jake Hayner versus either Andy Dalton or Bryce Young Carolina game. And if they lose, if Sunday is the Bryce Young coming out party, bruh, who's looked like the absolute worst number 1 overall pick in a very long time. Nah, bro. Gotta go.
Man.
Gotta go.
But that Rizzy will be the interim HC. I would think it would be the interim. He get the team all hyped up, win a couple games.
Can he just tell the fucking punt returners to not catch the ball inside 5?
That's what I want to know. Like, damn.
Justin Cash, $2 super chat. Appreciate you. What happens if the Panthers beat the Saints? Dennis Allen. I think that's the only thing that would allow Dennis Allen to get fired.
I think that'll wake up Gail. I think Gail will. Wait, what? We lost?
Is Gail and Joe Biden the same person, bro?
Is up there asleep like, ooh. Lost to the Panthers?
That's enough. I guess I don't know. Mark asked, "Did Haslett last the whole season in 2005?" I think he did.
I think he did. Yeah, he did. And it's crazy because just the last half of the season was a blur for me. I was damn near not a Saints fan at that point. I was so pissed off
about you moved to San Antonio.
Yeah, I was done with this. Not done, but I was damn near done.
Louisiana Dennis said in the presser earlier that Derek will play Sunday, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. That's weird to me because I would feel like if he was healthy enough to be the emergency quarterback, he would have been today. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Jean said Gil ain't watched the game in the DA era.
Man, she was at the Chiefs game with the stupid ass governor watching from the suite.
I mean, does that mean she watched the game? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
She could have just been there. Any more that you want to add?
I'm trying to think. Okay, say Carr comes back next week, and I guess we'll dig in deeper when we preview the Panthers game. But like, what do we expect from Carr? Like, do we expect large improvements in the pass game with no Rashid Shaheed, who was his favorite weapon, with still an offensive line that's dicey, even though Lucas Patrick had a rough game today. Yeah. You still got McGovern at center. I assume he would still be at center next week. I don't know when. I think Eric McCoy has a couple of more weeks left. What would be the excuse then? That's what I want to know. If the pass game ain't working with Carr, if things still look, what will be the problem then? Will it just be Eric McCoy? It's like, hey, Eric McCoy out. Like, damn, like that's the linchpin now. Maybe it is the linchpin. Maybe Eric McCoy is missing because we've lost since he left the lineup. It's been L after L. Maybe he's the key, and that's a problem. That's a huge problem. If so,
I don't know. All I know is if Derek Carr started and all those factors are in play, like you just said, AK about to earn every cent of his contract extension because he is getting every pass thrown to him. Every pass, bro.
Oh yeah. You know what? Now that you mentioned that, that's probably ultimately my biggest disappointment is the hope was Clint Kubiak can kind of generate a run game with his scheme. And, I mean, outside of the first couple of weeks, I want to say maybe the Falcons game, it just hadn't really been there. Yes, I guess you could blame that on the offensive line being injured, but even today, they were mostly healthy, quote unquote, and there were spots where the run game looked okay, but the way this team was built to run the ball, like that was the whole intention. That was the whole point of the Clint Kubiak thing. Is like, hey, we're gonna run the ball, and man, we just haven't seen it. Haven't seen it in weeks.
Let's see. Justin asks, how would Garrett Nussmeier look on the Saints, maybe with Ben Johnson coaching?
I haven't watched a ton of them. Y'all probably watch more than I watched last night. A couple quarters, and I don't see it. I just don't see it. I gotta watch more. I don't take my opinion. I don't have a strong opinion on him right now, but doesn't seem very athletic.
No, at all. He strikes me as a bot. Like I'm not comparing him to Will Levis. I'm just saying like in the range where he would I feel is fair for him. Bottom of round 1, early round 2. Okay, here's the thing, man. We've talked about this. The Saints need someone to come in and they have to basically rebuild the culture of Saints football because what the culture was is no longer in place. It hasn't been in place in years. It's been. Go ahead.
No, I was saying I was listening to Michael Lombardi this past week, and he talked about how when with the Raiders, they fired Schottenheimer, and he was like, super meticulous head coach, super on the details, hands at everything. Got into it with Al Davis. Al Davis fired him, and he's talked about how like they were able to live off the remnants of Schottenheimer for maybe a season. And then it just eventually couldn't live off of that no more. You didn't have that person in the building that set the culture and were on top of all the details and made sure this was done, that was done, all the little things that not everybody thinks about. And that's where we at now, bro. Like you need somebody in the building like that.
Need someone like that. Let's see. Think someone asked about Cam Ward. That's my dude, bro. That's my quarterback in this draft.
I haven't watched him. Sounds like he's going to be going pretty early, though. Will we be picking him? So who's picking number one overall right now? The Panthers?
Let's see. I'm pretty sure it is. I had it up. Yeah, I closed it. Yes, it
So
is
it's
the Panthers. So it is
Panthers.
Panthers, Tennessee, New England, Jets, Jacksonville, New Orleans. So let's say I'm going to just say Cam Ward goes number one overall to Carolina. This is hypothetical, people. Quinn Ewers goes 2 overall to Tennessee. At that point, like, to me, like, there is, I know people like Sanders from Colorado. I don't. Like, he strikes me very much in that vein of what does he do that's at an elite level. And I just don't. I'm not saying he can't be a good player or a good quarterback, but if you're drafting a quarterback top 10, there's one thing that quarterback has to do at an elite level. And I don't know. There's not that thing with Sanders to me. So then from 3 to 6, if 2 quarterbacks go in the top 5, and let's say the Saints, like, the Jacksonville Jaguars aren't drafting a quarterback. New England's not drafting a quarterback. So you have four, maybe 4 teams who are right now in the top parts of the draft that need a quarterback. Carolina, Titans, Jets, Saints. I don't know. I just feel like that
will be the year we would be in that position where there's not that many quarterbacks.
Can't be like last year. Like in that situation, it's like, and man, here's the one thing you can't do, and like you can't reach. It's not as cost prohibitive, but you still can't reach at a quarterback in the top 10, or miss on a quarterback in the top 10, bro. It just sets you back. It sets you back exponentially. So someone said, Bajan said draft talk before week 10.
That's where we at, bro.
Where we are, bro.
That's where we at, man. I might actually start looking at the draft early this year. I usually wait till the whole season, but I might start.
No, crank that bitch up, bro. Crank that bitch up. Because everyone keeps making this assumption that, like, we got 82 concurrent viewers right now, that the Saints are gonna like reel off like these wins and go to like 7 and 9 again or whatever. Like what? Like right. If you believe that, what team have you been watching all season?
They're used to what they've seen the past 2 years, where they go on this kind of run at the end of the year, whatever.
It has never looked this bad.
Yeah, it's 6-game losing streak. 6-game losing streak, man. Like, I don't know. I'd have to see that. I have to see like 2 good convincing wins going forward to believe that they can go on a little run. It starts
next week, bro.
And it starts next week. Like, it starts next week. Like, even if they win last week, but it's next week, but it's like one of them just nasty 10-3 type wins.
Basically, like, how they beat the Panthers in week 2 last year.
Like, it was one of them. Nah, bro. Like, ain't about to be no 4 or 5 game win streak to close out the season. None of that shit. No.
Brandon B said y'all sleeping on Shedeur. Maybe we are, bro. Like, I'm just speaking. I have watched quite a bit of him. You cannot point out to me the thing that he does at an elite level. Like what is his elite trait? That's all I ask. Is like, what is his elite trait? I'm not saying I dislike him as a player, and if the Saints were picking lower in the draft, maybe get him lower in the draft. But like, if you're picking a quarterback in the top 10, maybe top 5, whoever you drafted has to have something that is an elite trait.
so he doesn't have like a big arm. Not particularly
Brandon
fast,
said
but
accuracy and processing. His accuracy is good. I don't know. I wouldn't say his accuracy is elite. It's good. Anyway, we'll get to draft talk later.
I can see Deion Sanders like, man, don't go to the Saints, bro. Don't do it.
That too. Justin Cash, $2 super chat. Appreciate you. What if the Saints draft Travis Hunter? Give me expeditiously.
Ooh.
Here's a question though: Would you play him at cornerback? Or you play him at wide receiver?
Man, why not both? I know you got to pick one.
You gotta pick one, bro. In the pros, you gotta pick one.
Ah, man, he is such a ridiculous athlete, man.
Ridiculous, bro.
I don't know. I try to figure it out. It'll be kind of like maybe do him like Patrick Peterson when he first came in, where he's gonna play primarily cornerback, but get him in on some kick returns and get him in a couple of wide receiver snaps. I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's a fascinating discussion to me though.
Dante said wide receiver. There's a lot of wide receiver ones in here, but like that, I would not put him at wide receiver. Like I'd play him at cornerback. That's
I don't know, man. Like, I wonder what he wants to do. Like, I don't know. Like, what does he want? Because if you're going by paycheck, I mean, if you could be a number one wide receiver, you're gonna make more than a cornerback.
That's crazy, bro. That's a crazy thing that's happening right now. Because it never used to be that way.
Never used to be that. It's a big gap now. It's a big gap.
All right. We will be back on Wednesday for the preview pod, previewing the Panthers game. We'll see. We'll preview Panthers game, and we'll be back on Sunday. Man, we gonna get that Skeleton Fox crew, bro. That Skeleton Fox.
Oh yeah, we get them.
They
5 of 10. Baby, bro.
Anyway, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining us.
Man. For real.
Thank y'all. We'll be back on Wednesday. Appreciate you. And with that, we're out.
Peace.
While farmers work hard to grow the best crop, their Iowa Corn Checkoff investments are working to foster industry connections to help companies replace petroleum with corn. Additional research is finding even more uses for corn and discovering new ways and practices to help farmers get the most out of their crop. The Iowa Corn Checkoff, working hard for Iowa's corn farmers. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more.
I was running until I wasn't. My hospital stay would have cost nearly $48,000, even with insurance. But with VA, I'll pay $0. And VA is the best, most affordable healthcare in America for veterans like me. Knowing that my family is waiting at home and a surprise medical bill isn't, that's good for my heart. My service was then, my benefits are now. Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.